if you're on a big tire car versus, say, a 10.5 car.
Mm-hmm.
All the valving in the shock can control either one of those, correct? You just need to find the sweet spot on the adjustment side.
Yeah, absolutely. The sweet spot's probably in here. And if it's not, we can revalve it. But again, whether we're dealing with a really lightweight car that doesn't wheelie hard, or again, that heavy car that's making a ton of power, that has to wheelie, that has to get all that mass up to get it moving, regardless of the tire, the valving is in here. And again, we can do some work. We've been talking a lot about the compression side, but the rebound side is very adjustable as well. We can make that as light as it needs to be for cars that maybe are on marginal racetracks, nose heavy cars, or if you're on a track that's really glued and you're going to wheelie, we've got stiffer valving here on the rebound side to help keep that nose better controlled. So, and again, big range of adjustment on the rebound side. So when the customer buys one of these BNC2 style shocks, there's huge ranges of adjustment here. I mean, it's going to take them a few runs to find the sweet spot, but our tech guys are real good at helping people understand where to adjust them based on a little bit of information. You know, we're going to ask, some questions to find out the combination and what we need to know before we make a recommendation, but huge range of adjustment.
Okay, so you can go basically from a no prep to a glued track with a slick car with the same shock.
You can get there. Now, the no prep stuff is a completely different animal, because no prep has a variety of definitions. No prep can be slick as the floor here, that's been painted, or it can be the back end of a racetrack, or it can be the drag strip that's been scraped, but by the time they put their secret sauce on there, it's just as good as any drag strip. So
yeah,
there's always that variable of no prep.
There's a lot of no prep tracks.
That's exactly
I understand that. Is there different lengths available? Like if a guy's running a car with high ride heights versus one that's got the car down out of the air?
We've got an application guide that'll help us by make, model, year. But a lot of times, again, in drag racing, we're going to alter the ride height from what the factory had it as. I mean, the G-body car looks phenomenal, slammed, first gen Camaro. A lot of those cars really need to be down to get the performance that they need. So there'll be times in which we'll ask customers to measure from the center of the lower mount to the center of the upper mount. Give us that ride height dimension if they can, or maybe at full droop, so that we can ensure that we get the right shock for those guys. So, that's a great point. We want to make sure that we do this one time.
Right. And when you get to measurements, you need to make sure the car is at ride height. It's not sitting on jack stands or stuff. Because I know there's always an issue can pop up where they give you the measurements, but the car is sitting on stands, so you build a shock that's a little bit too long, because when the car's at ride height, it loses 3 inches.
Sure. If the shock's the wrong length, then we don't have enough up travel, so then that kills the wheelie. Or conversely, if the shock's built with too long of a body from here to here, we end up with a shock that's too long, and the car hits the shock body and bottoms out before it has a chance to complete its landing. Not good either. Not good on the components.
No, it's definitely not. Now, notice on the shock you have in your hands, that's a T-bar deal, so that'd be like a G-body car. Yeah. When you put these on, I know there's always questions. Should this go on the bottom of the A-frame like a conventional factory shock, or should it go on top of the A-frame?
It really depends upon what we're doing with the spring that goes along with this. Mm-hmm. If we're going to use a factory-style spring, more of a OE diameter big spring, traditionally this comes in from the bottom. Okay, so you'll have to come in through the bottom of the factory-style lower control arm now. Let's clarify that. So this is a factory-style lower control arm car. Conventional spring-style car will come in from the bottom. Now, if you've converted your car to one of those conical-shaped, beehive-shaped springs, and you've done the coilover conversion, we'll put this T-bar on top of the lower control arm. A little more strength there.
All right.
And it's easier to install.